Hey there friends, so every year I do a check-in video where I talk about what sets of poi I actually use. This year I thought I was going to try and simplify matters and have fewer rather than more poi on the table. And well, didn't quite work out that way. Drex here from DrexFactor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, I am showing you what poi I use normally in my day-to-day life and which poi I prefer. Before we dive in though, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Darkbunk, Fire Mecca, Flow Fests, Flowtoys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterror Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these awesome companies and the work they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links down in the description of this video. And special thanks to the non-business friend of the channel, Pekka Pekkonen. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my work, and my mission. Alright, so clearly there's a lot on this table in front of me. In fact, there are probably more sets of poi in front of me this year than there were when I did this video last year. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one is that several of these are sets of poi that I use during private lessons. I always try to match the sets of poi that my students are using in order to try and make sure that I'm fully understanding the experience they're having learning everything. And also too, some of these are special purpose poi that I pull out just for specific incidences or events or purposes that otherwise never get used, but it happens often enough that they're still in common rotation. So with all that in mind, I would love to take you through every single set of poi that I use frequently, from Fire Poi to LED Poi and daytime practice poi, so you get a rough idea of what I use in my own personal practice and performance. So we're going to go ahead and move through everything on the table from this side to this side, starting with Fire Poi. All right, so full disclosure, I have not set my hands on a set of Fire Poi since last August. I think the last time I lit up a set of Fire Poi was at Great Lakes Flow, and the set of Fire Poi that I used then were these right here. These are a set of Fire Poi from Crispy Clowns that I modded custom with a set of Ultra Knob Pros, I want to say they are, from Ultrapoi. I just like using LED knobs on my Fire Poi now so I can see them. It makes things like, you know, doing things like gunslingers and throws a lot easier. Also, oh, I hate opening these up like this, but you can see on the inside here, these are monkey fist heads. So the whole reason that I use these is that they have these super absorbent cores to them, and they last forever. I've had these poi now for several years, and I'll still get a good like 5 or 6 minute burn out of them, which is fantastic. Normally after that long, you start encountering situations wherein the burn time is significantly dropped. So they're great for burn time, and I highly recommend adding LED handles to them. I don't know that I would recommend these for beginners though, simply because the burn time is so bloody long. But what I would recommend for beginners is the other set of Fire Poi that I have on the table here, and these are a set of Elite Fire Poi from Fire Mecca. They have different style heads. I don't actually want to pull them out here. They're Moonblaze style heads. And they have the feature that I think is the most awesome feature that Fire Mecca Poi have, which is inside of these Technora tethers here, they have a steel safety cable. It makes the tether just a little bit more stiff than usual, but the trade-off to that is that if you have a Technora fail, and yes, that does tend to happen, the steel safety cable will get you through the rest of your burn, and you won't have to worry about your poi heads going flying off into the audience, something that I have seen happen a few times. And I will do this with all the sets of Poi that I'm featuring here. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down in the description to where you can pick these up, and I have a promo code with Fire Mecca. You can use the code DrexFactor at checkout to get a discount on these or any other set of fire props in their online store. So if you're looking to get into Fire Poi, these are what I recommend. The steel safety cable is a great safety consideration, and honestly, I think the lower burn time is a feature rather than a bug for people who are just starting out. Awesome, and now with my hands completely covered in soot, it's time to move on to our next section of the table here. LED Poi. Cool, so I have tried to arrange these as best as possible by company. So we're gonna go ahead and work through them one by one. So this is the only set of programmable Poi that I have here on the table, and there's partially a good reason for that. So this is a set of bubble Poi from Ignis. Again, I will go ahead and leave a link to them down in the description. So these are programmable LED contact Poi. I tend to use these when I go out on the DC bike party rides here in town, just because they're a fun thing to share with all the bikers on the big rides. I retired from performing several years ago. It just wasn't for me. And so I have these and some other sets of programmable Poi that I like, but I very, very rarely use them anymore simply because I just don't have cause to. And also has to be said, I still think that Ignis has what is by far the best smartphone app for controlling Poi out there, by a huge margin. All right, so moving on, we get into Ultrapoi territory, and we are actually going to start this off with a pair of their Helix Poi. I believe these are their Helix Poi Pro. So it's not super common, but I do have call every so often to do a video that features some kind of more glow stringing style Poi, and these are my go-tos here. If you take a look, you can see that I've removed a lot of the hardware on the tethers here. So the tethers are pretty much directly connected into the heads here, and I've actually removed the swivels from the other side. I need to showcase orbitals like once a year in my videos, so I will just pull out another set that still have the swivels on them. But yeah, for the most part, when I'm demonstrating glow stringing inspired tricks, these are what I use, and again, I prefer minimal hardware for that. Awesome. So next up, the set of Ultrapoi that I actually do use most often, and that is going to be these Orb Poi Pros here. So more than likely you have seen these in the performance videos that I do for Ultrapoi every month. They are, again, LED contact Poi, although these are not programmable. These are still my gold star for simplicity in terms of using a set of LED contact Poi. You turn them on, it's easy to find a color you like, it's easy to find a mode that you like, you dial that in and they're ready to go. And of course they have the ultra knobs on the other end. I love these for contact tricks, I love these for gunslingers and the like, throws, etc. I was slow to warm up on these tethers because I liked the tethers on the old Orb Poi so much, but I have to admit these have really grown on me. I quite like them now. And of course I have a promo code with Ultrapoi as well, so if you're interested in looking up those Helix Poi or these Orb Poi or any other sets of Poi that Ultrapoi sells, you want to use the promo code DrexFactor with a 0 instead of an O at checkout over at ultrapoi.com. All right, so moving on into our Flowtoys section here, the first ones I'm going to show you are my other favorite option for LED contact Poi. These are Flowmoja Poi. Flowmoja Poi, of course, utilize Lanternsmith Umoja contact Poi heads and stick the capsules from Podpoi inside of them. So you get the best of all worlds. You get LED contact Poi, and you get all those awesome programming modes that come with using Flowtoys' Capsule 2.0 system. So I use these a lot in my sponsored videos from Flowtoys, and also I use these for a performance that I choreographed last year that involved essentially setting up a custom show inside of the Flowtoys smartphone app. I'm still incredibly proud of that, and I'm going to link to that down in the description so you can go check that out, because I think it is some of the best work that I've ever done, and I really enjoyed being able to program a custom show for these and have it turn out so incredibly well. And next up, we have the Pop and Flow Poi. Specifically, we have the Pop and Flow Poi with the FPC tethers here. These basically take all of these modes that we love with the Flowtoys LED, the capsule and vision system, and expand them out into a nice long strip here. I used these for my review. I used them for a flow video a few months ago. I've pulled them out a few times since. I don't know if they're going to go in the long-term rotation, but they've been used often enough recently that I thought it was a good idea to include them here. I've been pleasantly surprised by these. There were a lot of things that I was concerned about in terms of, you know, with the Pop and Flow system, being able to swap out components and how durable that was going to be, and these have turned out to work wonderfully. Awesome. Next up, we have that old stalwart of the LED Poi world, my Podpoi. So with these, I mainly use these when I'm teaching lessons. I have a couple students that prefer to use these, and again, I just want to use the same kind of poi that they're using, so I've got a rough idea of where they might be running into trouble, and if there's some specific fix that I can give them that I'm going to have to, that it's important to know what the props they're using are. Also, has to be said, Podpoi are just wonderfully portable as LED Poi go. These fit really easily into my bag. I can take them around anywhere. If I'm having an evening out where I want to be traveling light, pun not intended, these are definitely what I prefer to have on me. And of course, I have a promo code for Flowtoys. That code is DrexFactor 2024. That is DrexFactor May 2024, but in digit form, and that will get you 10% off any of the props in the Flowtoys store, yes, even including those Pop and Flow props. Awesome, and that takes us to our final category, daytime or practice Poi. All right, so the first ones I'm going to show you here are my Umoja Poi from Lanternsmith. I have had these for years. I want to say I actually acquired this pair back in 2018, maybe 2019, I want to say. And so that's now like 5-6 years that I've had them, and they're still kicking it really, really well. I remain shocked that Umoja Poi are not the most popular option for contact Poi out there. I just don't get it. They're incredibly flexible. I used these last year when I did my project where I learned G's choreography from his Fire Poi performance at San Francisco DCOM. And these were really important to me because they allowed me to dial in a custom weight and for the heads and a custom length for the tethers. And that just made it so much easier for me to be able to stay in time with what G was doing in his video. I also have a student who prefers to use Umoja Poi, so these wind up getting used a lot in lessons too. I don't tend to use these that frequently on the day-to-day. I used to. Now they're more reserved for lessons and when I have special projects, but I still consider them a very important part of my Poi portfolio. And of course, I do have a promo code through Lanternsmith as well. If you use the code DrexFactor with a 0 instead of an O at checkout, that gets you 5% off your own set of Umoja Poi or any other prop in their online store. And that just leaves one more set of Poi on this table. And those Poi, ironically enough, are the Poi that I probably use more often than every other set of Poi on this table combined. These are my fabric Poi from Sock Poi. So I have definitely gushed about these before. Not only are they incredibly soft and very, very forgiving when you're trying new things, but also they're incredibly visible. I love the way they show up on video. And of course, probably most important of all, these are perhaps in my mind the platonic ideal of dance Poi at this point. What do I mean by dance Poi? Well, between their handling and their weight, these are the Poi that are always my default when I go to choreograph something. For some reason, just everything lines up with these. They feel really, really comfortable. I think they look gorgeous on video. And most important of all, they are super responsive when I'm moving around. Whenever I want to make really, really rapid changes, these poi stick with me. I usually find with most sets of contact poi that I kind of have to fight them a little bit in order to get the momentum to do what I want them to do. And these are the set of poi that I feel like facilitate dance rather than the set of poi that I feel like I have to fight with in order to make dance happen. And of course, like most sets of poi on this table, I have a promo code with the company that makes these. If you use the promo code DrexFactor, and I believe you now purchase these over at the Poi website, that will get you a discount on your order. These are by far my favorite poi to use right now, by a huge, huge, huge margin. And while we're on the topic of dance and poi, guess what? I have a new live stream poi dance class. This month, my live stream poi dance class is going in depth on weaves. Not only will I teach you all about weaves and transitions in and out of them, but I'll also be teaching you a full combo that uses weaves as well as several other poi tricks, and that is going to absolutely amaze your family and friends. You can go ahead and sign up for that now over at crowdcast.io/DrexFactorPoi. Early bird tickets are available until May 14th. Awesome. So these are the most common poi that I use in 2024. What are the sets of poi that you are most likely to use? Leave me a comment and let me know. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to help other people find this video, and of course, to help my channel grow. This video would not be possible without my amazing supporters on Patreon. In particular, I'd love to give a shout out to my Flow patrons who are listed on screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my work, and my mission. And if you out there watching enjoyed the videos that I create and you'd like to see me make more of them in the future, there's an easy way that you can make that happen, and that's to head on over to Patreon and sign up at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. Every donation that people make there helps me continue to make these videos. And also, you get access to some pretty awesome rewards too. So go check that out, please and thank you. And if you're really intrigued by these Pop and Flow Poi, I will go ahead and link to my review of them down in the description as well as up on screen. I had quite the fun adventure getting over my fear of taking them apart and putting them back together, so you can go experience that with me. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to get out and flow today, and I'll see you with a new video real soon. Take care now. Peace.